Hey guys, well, I just finished one kitchen experiment with that cake, and now I'm going to do another kitchen experiment. Lola, Lost on Land again, was talking about dehydrating eggs the other day, and I had tried it years ago, and I just didn't like it. So I did some more research, and I'm going to try, and I don't want to use the whole dozen. I have several dozen eggs, but if this works, I will probably dehydrate quite a few. But I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 eggs here, and I'm going to try dehydrating eggs. So let's see how that goes. All right, guys, I've put a little butter in my skillet, and I know there are people that can butter, and so I'm not worried about that, although I'm not canning, and even though this pan is well seasoned, I still feel like I need a little bit of something there. I've scrambled my eggs. I did not add milk. I did not add any water. Just going to go with the eggs. And I'm going to get these cooked up. And I'll be back when I'm done. Well, guys, round 2. I started scrambling those other eggs. The old farmer walked in. I said something about trying that cake that I made as my kitchen experiment. I said, I don't want that cake, I want them eggs. So, we had scrambled eggs and homemade bread for supper. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scramble these eggs up and I'm going to microwave them. I kind of like them in the microwave a little bit better. For some reason, that cast iron skillet, my scrambled eggs always stick really bad. Nothing else sticks, just scrambled eggs. So, I'm going to get these cooked in the microwave, and I'll be back when they're done. Alright guys, you're done in the microwave, and I'll tell you what I'm doing. You don't want, according to what I've read, you don't want big chunks. You want just chopped up really in small pieces. So, I just got out the old pastry knife, and I'm just chopping them up into really small pieces. And I'm going to keep doing that till I get them all chopped up, and we'll get ready to put them in the dehydrator. Okay, I got them chopped up pretty fine, and now I'm going to put them on. This is one of my mesh trays. I've only got 2 of them, so I'll probably, if I need more than 2, I'll use the fruit roll-up trays. Now I'm going to get these scattered out here. And when I get them all done, I'll show you what I ended up with. Okay, I ended up with 2 of the mesh trays. I'm going to put my dehydrator on, and I guess since this is a protein, I'm going to go ahead and set it at the highest heat, like for meat, which is 160, and I'll let it run overnight, and we'll check it in the morning. Okay guys, it's the next morning. And I believe these eggs were in the dehydrator 16 hours. And you just want them real crisp, totally dry. You don't want any moisture. Remember, the moisture is the worst thing for your dehydrated foods. So, I've already done 1 tray. And, you know, I had to experiment. Didn't want to make a real fool out of myself in front of y'all. So I'm going to, I've got my parchment paper, and I'm going to put the dehydrated eggs on here. And then this is my Ninja. I think I've told you before, I've always wondered why in the world. I got it as a gift. I thought I'll never use the crazy thing. And this is my second one, because I literally almost destroyed the first one. I used it so much. Alright, so I've got the dehydrated eggs. And pour those into the Ninja. And you don't need to listen to it whirling and carrying on, so I'm gonna come back after I get this first set. I grind it in the Ninja, and then I'm gonna put it in my coffee grinder, I'll show you, to make it this fine powder. I'll get this ground down first. Okay, I ground it in the Ninja for quite a while, and I don't know if you can tell, but see, it's still pretty coarse. And I have found that if the finer the powder when I'm making like spices and stuff, it rehydrates a whole lot better. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my coffee grinder. I think you've heard me say I've got 3 of these coffee grinders, and I've used them for everything but coffee. And on the first jar, I did try to run it through my little tea strainer, because that's what I do with my spices, but this coffee grinder gets it into a pretty fine powder. I don't have to do that step, which saves a lot of time. Now, I don't know if you can see how coarse it is. I'll put it in here. And look at that golden powder. It's just, oh, it turned out beautiful. So, I didn't get a funnel out, so what I've been doing is just dumping it onto the parchment paper. And then pouring it directly into my jar. And remember, I just did 8 eggs, and if this works out the way it's supposed to, although these were large farm eggs, these weren't usually bigger than what you get in the store, but we'll see. If this works out how it's supposed to, 8 eggs should fit in here, because it's 1 tablespoon of powder, the egg powder makes 1 egg. So I'm going to finish getting it ground out, made into a powder. I'll be back and we'll see what I got. Okay guys, we got a really nice fine powder. And this is a 1/2 pint jar, 1 cup. And 1 cup is 16 tablespoons. So even though they say that 1 tablespoon of powder is 1 egg, I'm going to question that, because I've got 8 eggs in here, and that should be, according to the formula I was given, 16 eggs. So I don't know if when they say 1 tablespoon is 1 egg, if they're talking puny little store-bought eggs. Remember, these are big farm fresh eggs. So, I don't know. We're going to experiment, and the people that I get my eggs from, they're interested. So we're going to try some here, and I'm going to send some home with them to give a try. Hey guys, how do you like that haircut? And this has got a week's growth on it. I told her go as short as you can go. That way, instead of going back in 6 weeks, I get 8 weeks. Oh well. I'm following up on those dehydrated eggs. It's been a week since I made that video, and I wasn't impressed. So I'm not giving up. I think I'm going to keep trying. But I took the egg powder, added it to water, and I thought, well, we'll just have scrambled eggs. And I only made half of it because I wanted to share the other half. It's too gritty. You know, I'm not sure what I did wrong. I'll keep trying just because it, you know, why not, right? Anyway, some of the things that I read on it said that you can substitute the powdered egg in baking, and I question that. So I'm hoping people out there, some of you have done this before and can help me out. Egg is is a leavening ingredient. So if you put essentially a cooked egg and the egg powder in there, it's not going to work for leavening, is it? Anyway, let me know what you think. Like I said, not crazy so far, not giving up. I've heard dehydrate them raw, dehydrate them cooked. So I'll keep trying. Just going to do a few eggs at a time and see how things go. But anyway, guys, thanks for following along. And I'm in the process of another kitchen experiment. Thanks.